After managing to steer clear of the guard's patrol route, I never anticipated I'd run into you instead. Darknight hero? Sounds awfully derivative to me. Please tell me you didn't come up with that. I do not concern myself with idle chatter. Though, I suppose I may take the idleness of others as a sign that peace prevails. Please stop calling me that. Seriously, it makes me uncomfortable. Pie? It was the Abyss Order. I don't know what the devil they're plotting this time. It seems they're performing some initial reconnaissance. Considering that I've proven myself to be one step ahead of them on countless occasions, their persistence is unusual. I assume so, unless you're aware of any other Darknight heroes around these parts. Who would be helping whom is debatable. The Knights are, for the most part, an utterly incompetent bunch. I cannot trust them to take this matter over. That's not my point. I'm not doing this to impress anyone. What's past is past. I would prefer not to discuss it. Well, I hope this conversation has been of service to you, because I would like to ask for a favor in return. You must keep my identity a secret. Above all, it is crucial that you do not let the Knights of Favonius know I am connected to any of this. They appear to just be small-timers. You should have no trouble dealing with them. I cannot afford delays on account of a few lackeys. I shall have to let you take care of them. Remember, don't tell a soul. I take it you're about to inform me of the war declaration from the Abyss Order. I'm aware of it, though I appreciate you for taking the trouble to come all this way. The Dawn Winery's intelligence network extends beyond commercial matters. I'm open to suggestions. No, that would be playing right into the hands of the Abyss Order. They know full well that we don't exactly see eye to eye. They're using this as a means to force me into making an appearance. If my identity were exposed, all my future activities would be subject to some degree of interference from the Knights. After all, no powerful organization wishes to be outdone by someone from the outside. That would be tantamount to handing this over to the Knights. Had they been worthy of this task to begin with, things would never have escalated to this point. In any case, circumstances are not dire enough to warrant me going into hiding and leaving the Knights to deal with the consequences. There is a way, but for it to work, I need some more information. Specifically, I need to decipher the obscured portions of the Abyss Order's war declaration. It must be a cipher only understood by members of the Abyss Order, used to spread messages within the organization. It's not simply a war declaration, but also a notification to their own. When you take a stand that makes you a hero to one party, you also become a villain to the other. And since I've been the Abyss Order's enemy for so long, they've made me the target around which they can rally their troops and unite their strength. I understand my enemy well, is all. As the saying goes, heroes and villains are two sides of the same coin. Simple. When you don't understand something, you ask. I've already tracked down one of their strongholds. If you're interested, feel free to come along. This is the place. Abandoned ruins like these are precisely the kind of place the Abyss Order likes to camp out. Come on, there's no time to lose. I am no Knight of Favonius. Now start talking. Your plan, what is it? You appear to have misunderstood the situation you're in. That's it? Well, I doubt you'd be foolish enough to keep anything else hidden. Now that I have the information I need, I must prepare. I would be grateful if you could keep me updated on how the Knights of Favonius respond to this matter. Why are you acting so strange all of a sudden? Yes, about Kaya. I should have known he would see this as the perfect opportunity to get back at me. I shan't get into that now. More importantly, the Knights of Favonius are responding more or less as I had anticipated. All we need to do now is think of a counterplan. That won't work. It will only arouse the Knight's suspicion if I don't show up as they're expecting. That's what Kaya is counting on. Patience. Let me think for a moment. If they intend to monitor me, then so be it. We can use this to create the perfect alibi. If you want to find out, maybe you can do me a small favor first. In Mondstadt, mist flowers are most commonly found in a region just northwest of the winery. If you could gather some for me, I'd be most grateful. I will make other preparations here in the meantime. Ah, you're back. Allow me to introduce the winery's master brewer. So, are you certain the equipment can withstand this level of purity? Long story short, a few days ago, the winery was experimenting with some new flavors. They wanted to see if mist flower can truly add a crisp and refreshing taste. Sure enough, they discovered that the flower's extract is truly potent. No, not potent in terms of attracting customers, but slimes. Slimes need to extract elemental energy to survive. For them, this substance is simply irresistible. So I thought to myself, I wonder how much trouble I could cause now that I know this. Marvelous work. Don't fret about the equipment. I shall have my butler order more immediately. This is what I was talking about. Mist flower extract. Or, for our purposes, elemental bait. Sprinkle a little on the ground over there. Careful, just a small amount. It appears the potency is greater than anticipated. We'd better get rid of them before they wreak havoc on the manor. Yes, the plan is... And so, I expect it to all go down without a hitch. I have persevered alone from the start. Now, I alone must face what lies ahead. I am indeed indebted to you. I shall see you at the tavern, as per the plan. Greetings, Mr. Huffman of the Knights of Favonius. To what do I owe the pleasure at this hour? What would you like to drink? Then I must regretfully ask you to come back when you can pay. Apologies, we do not give credit here. One moment. Oh? The matter of your dandelion wine? So this is how the Knights of Favonius conduct themselves in a crisis. The Abyss Order is encroaching on the city gates, and your response is to sit here drinking wine? It's like I've always said, the Knights are not to be trusted. Good. That's him out of the way. I must get going too. I won't have a second to spare if I'm to be back in time. Nothing more than a few hilly churls. No time to chat. I don't know how long those slimes will keep Huffman occupied. Best get back to the tavern. It seems Huffman hasn't yet returned. He made it in time. That is a surprise. Perhaps the Knight's true calling is to be slime exterminators. Who knows? Domestic pest control may turn out to be a more valuable use of your resources. Mr. Huffman, your dandelion wine. You ought to get back after this. Send my regards to the rest of the Knights. I foresaw this eventuality. So, all the guests here tonight, save you two, are my own people from the Dawn Winery. So, you plan to report everything to the Knights of Favonius? I have nothing to prove to you. Sorry, we're closing. Please see yourselves out. It had better be the very last thing. Don't mind him. Thank you for all your help with this matter. This is a token of my gratitude. I'm in the habit of working alone, but I did enjoy having your assistance this time. In the future, if there's anything you ever need, you can come to me for help. Seems to me you'd find some way of keeping yourself amused even if you drank alone. Just drink responsibly on my premises, okay? Throw you out? I see no reason to cling to things that have outlived their purpose. Sorry, I have no recollection. Despite my initial reluctance to sponsor a Knights of Favonius event in any way, I, like any other citizen of Mondstadt, owe Jean my gratitude for her hard work. That's glass number 37. I'm keeping count of this bard's alarming pace of progress through my wine. Only the knights drink for free tonight. It seems he didn't get the message. When he sobers up, I will present him with the bill. I'm joking, of course. I highly doubt he could afford it anyway, so I shall spare him the bill. But I must say, the sheer volume of alcohol this fellow can put back is just not normal. The disaster has greatly affected business. The second floor has fewer customers. You'd be less conspicuous up there. But aren't you a bard? Why not sit front and center? Hey, keep an eye on them. There's something strange about that bard. I'll go ask around. The protectors of Mondstadt. What happened? Why have you mobilized so many guards? Oh? How odd. Why would one want to steal something they can't sell off? Would pay better to steal from my cellars. Sorry, off topic. Believe they headed that way. You can put down that bottle you stole from behind the counter. Right. I want answers. It's not about money. You seem too young to be drinking. I just heard about some thieves from the guards. For the record, I like your guts for trying to steal the Holy Lyre de Hamel, even if you are fools, but we don't often get to see people like you. Hotshot. Oh, so it's you. So, you and the bard are close friends? Well, despite only being a passing traveler, you still offered your help to Mondstadt in its time of need. A shame you joined the Knights. The Knights of Favonius. Inefficient right from beginning to end. And towards the Fatui, weak and conservative. Forget it. I don't feel like talking about it. Just differences in approach is all. I have my own hopes for this city. Now, answers. Why did you steal the Holy Lyre? That's fine. I somehow always end up implicated in their affairs. It depends. I'll make my own judgment. Your reward will range from anywhere between 5 mora and the Holy Lyre. It all depends on your story. What did I just witness? This is confidential information. Why did you let me know? Interesting. Give me some time. I'll organize some contacts. Outlander, as one of the knights, it seems you're not a suspect. Blonde is the only description on the wanted poster. You should be safe. As for the bard, however, it'd be better if you stayed in the tavern. Okay, let's meet here tonight after the tavern closes. Well, first of all, I contacted more than one person. Secondly, she came here as Jean herself, not as the acting Grandmaster. A Jean you would never see, even as an honorary knight. I understand this kind of absurd explanation is hard to believe. But we can ask the bard to play the song again to try and persuade our stubborn command. Wait, what? That's one of the reasons I don't like the Knights of Favonius. What surprises me is that you would believe in Outlander so easily. I already told you not to call me sir. Never mind. We don't often get to work together after all. The number of Fatui that have come to Mondstadt is far from limited. I've already managed to coerce a few reports out of them. Such is the diplomacy between the 7 nations. Outlander, ready to go? The god of Anima? Hasn't been seen for more than 1,000 years. What makes you think that's their intention? Huh? Forget it. I don't like having to pry. Here, take this. A disguise to protect your identity. Put it on before you run into the Fatui. Unfortunately, there's still one of Mondstadt's allies. At least that's the facade we're maintaining. Our actions are going to get them stirred up. Better to not implicate yourself on a personal level. Number 8 of the 11 goes by the name Senora. The fact that the Fatui can run amok across the 7 nations like they do is entirely because of the 11. We need to act quickly before she gets wind of what's going on. Bards fight to get on the stage of my tavern. Don't make assumptions. This search reminds me of a feud I once had with the Fatui. 6 months ago, a thief stole treasure from the East Temple of the Four Winds. Now, although if such a thing existed, it would be very valuable. Among all the relics they managed to dig up, one particular object was very rare. It was a vial which contained the Animo god's breath. Anyone with an eye for fine art would like to add this relic to their collection. Once word got out, the Fatui started trying to seek it out as well. They've made tons of counterfeits that can be found everywhere. In response, I just bought every one I could find, irrespective of its authenticity. We're still at it now. I've bought more than 2,000 fakes to date, and the Fatui are yet to find the real one. Sure, you can try to find the real one. I'll take what you find, even if they're fake. Once you're done, find me at the winery. I'll trade you a beer for every 20 you find. No, I don't. I had one too when I was a kid. What's so strange about it? It's too early to relax. We're still not done with Storm Terror. Besides, the Fatui could also be planning something. What an honor. Nobody was ever proclaimed persona grata by the Fatui anyway. That's enough, Jean. You knights are subject to too many restrictions. You can't directly confront this so-called diplomatic scum. Personally, I despise them. If I were to choose between eating a cryo-slime alive or joining the Fatui, I'd prefer to be crushed to death by a meteorite. Interesting. It's like filtering wine. The process is refreshing. If the winery was destroyed, it's not something I couldn't eventually fix. But I'd still rather not go through the hassle. If you go east from Starfell Lake, there are mountains south of the beach. If you head to where the cliff juts out, that place is known as Star Snatch Cliff. What do you think, Bard? Meets the requirements, no? Everyone is finally here. Huh. In the end, the solution to our problem was as simple as a traveler in a song. I suppose the Knights of Favonius may have played a part in it too. How's the Holy Lyre? Can it still be played, or does it need to be repaired? You're right. If we don't fight the evil at its source, then we can't save Dvalin at all. No, we should make that Abyss Mage pay first. No need. I eradicated one not long ago, in one of the Four Winds temples. If you want to track those monsters down, then I'll seek answers from my contacts. I've got other means for getting the job done. Wait for my word. I'll be sure to let the Abyss Order know that their blatant disregard for Mondstadt will not go unpunished. The Abyss Order. Enemies of the human race. Even the underground networks rarely come across any information on them. With that said, it was a bit of a hassle, but I managed to dig up a few clues. Oh, such a humble god. Is it a blessing or a curse? But we digress. Let's get back to the topic at hand, the common enemy of all mankind. We have tracked the Abyss Mage to the vicinity of the winery. Which means we're going to confront Dvalin? I'm fine with that. Jean is the one who wishes to avoid any direct confrontation. Hey. Nice plan. Worth a shot. Humans aren't without their strengths. Let's go. The Abyss Order must be manipulating them behind the scenes, yet they shouldn't have been able to determine that we would come. They're presumably spreading their forces to halt our plans. Do not underestimate them just because I have beaten one of them before. I'm not boasting. I'm simply saying there is more to the Abyss Order than a few mages. The markings on this seal. If my archaeological knowledge is not mistaken, this appears to be a light actuator. If we retrieve and reintegrate all the parts, we should be able to get it working. You shared your secret with me, and I only returned your trust to the same extent.